Imposter syndrome is hard. I still go through it now. I don't think I'm good enough for this. I don't know why they chose me. Maybe they're gonna find out that maybe I'm not really that good at this, but I just have to talk to my support system to tell me that I am overthinking it and to just believe in myself because they clearly believe in you enough to choose you. My name is Julia. I am 26 years old. I live in Toronto, Ontario, and I'm a freelance graphic designer. I'm in control of the life I want to live and the future I want to have since I am in charge of all the scheduling, all the projects I take on, and how much I want to work. Since it's all up to me, it can be a little stressful, but it's nice to have the freedom. I have this super close friend of mine. It was around the time when we were making applications to university, and she asked me if I wanted to apply to graphic communications management with her because she thought it was well suited for me. I did it and I got in, and I was really glad that I did because all the other programs I applied to had nothing to do with design. I feel like the universe put you there because I would have been burnt out, I would have dropped out, I wouldn't have no path in life. I just didn't know what to do, so I wouldn't be here now if I didn't see her that day. And then after that, since I learned the basics, I just kind of did it myself, continued to practice. Practice makes, I don't want to say perfect, but good enough to make a living wage. So when I was in university, I joined anything that was looking for a graphic designer, like student associations. They were unpaid, but I met a lot of people there. One of them knew someone else that was looking for a graphic designer and asked me if I would be interested because they thought my work was really good. I met with them, found out it was a paid position, super excited. So that was my first client. It's different for every client, but I'd say my hourly, I would charge up to 65 right now. A lot of people say to charge your worth, and I don't think that's wrong, but a lot of videos would be like, charge like $100 an hour and stuff, but I think it's better to start where you feel comfortable. 25 may be very little for a lot of graphic designers, but it's really hard to explain your value to someone when you don't feel like you're worth $100 yet. So I'd say start at 25 for sure, and move up with what you feel comfortable with, not what everyone's telling you you should do, because it's really hard to convince someone else to pay you that much when you're like, I don't think I'm worth that much yet. I would recommend number one, the Adobe Holy Trinity. So it has to be Illustrator, Photoshop, and InDesign. And then next would be Figma. The third one, I think more of a resource. Any royalty-free images would be great to use. So I like to use Kaboom Pics, which is not a rare one, but not too many people talk about it. And then Unsplash for Pexels for sure. And I do recommend ClickUp. It is pretty powerful, pretty organized when you use it correctly. So I would say I use what they use, and then I use a notebook and a sticky notepad. Make sure you tell everyone you're a graphic designer. Make sure you have a portfolio. Number two, just don't think about it too much. Don't think about, am I good enough to apply for it? Just apply to it. What's the worst that'll happen? They say no. I was on Instagram and I saw this creator posting about Contra. She was talking about how great Contra was. It was like, should I do it? Should I not? And I was like, I'm not doing anything. I'm a graphic designer. I would like some money. So I just stopped thinking about it and I applied. And that risk paid off. So I do have, the career that I have now. So I'd say another thing, just do it. So my one-liner was kept as simple as possible. I had the keywords DTC and e-commerce. So if anyone was looking for a designer, graphic designer, they would pick those up, and obviously graphic designer as well. So the one-liner. And then I made sure the projects really aligned to my style so that if a client approaches me, it's because they understand and know my style. So they wouldn't come in being like, could you do this? Could you do that? Could you make it like this? Because if I can make it like that. I already showed you my style. So I'd say picking your best work and making sure that it's aligned to your style and not what everyone else is looking for. E-commerce kind of drew me in because that was where my first client was, so I naturally jumped in there, and I did like the idea of designing and marketing for everyday consumers like myself, so that's kind of where I jumped in. Have been DMing people who I thought were a good match, or I got matched with someone and talked about how my experience would be great for them. If it works out, it works out. If it doesn't, it doesn't. The tasks that make up most of my 50K is a retainer client. A retainer client is someone who I work with long-term. They pay me at the end of every month when I'm finished my work. So we do discuss the scope of work and we try not to go outside of that. We did build a pretty good relationship to start, and I prefer to keep it that way because now I don't have to stress about marketing myself and putting that into my schedule. I just wake up and I know what my tasks are for the day. A piece of advice I would give on moving from a one-time project to a retainer would be definitely one, open communication. I like to try to match the tone of my clients so it feels like they know who they're talking to, so the vibes are the same. And then over providing, people would say you don't want to do more than what you are paid to do, but giving that little extra makes them feel like you really cared and you really understood what they were looking for. And understanding their design style really does help, because if that doesn't match, it's probably just going to be a one-time project. So since I do a lot of different design tasks, I've picked 1 to 2 that I really do enjoy doing, and I feel like I could do it on the side with my retainer. One of them being email design. I do have a bit more experience with that because I also do work with an agency that specializes in that. And because I'm more specialized in it and I don't feel like too many people are in that kind of space, I want to offer that service a little more. And a lot of the times it's a company or an agency coming to you to do emails for long-term kind of work. So I try to think of the workflow it takes to complete that and then give a flat rate. But at the end of the day, the price is there, but you don't have to stick strictly to it. You can just talk to the client and see what works well with them, because at the end of the day, we don't have to stick to the books completely. To stay creative or kind of in the loop of things, I am on Instagram a lot. I would follow a lot of creators and see what they're up to. Follow some newsletters. One of my favorites is Abby Connick. I just really love the way she communicates, explaining how to be a good designer and like her experiences. The future for me isn't the clearest because I'm still trying to figure that out with the steadiness of a retainer and having that steady income, which is kind of what I thought I would have coming out of university. Still settling into that. I'm still thinking about if I do want to find a full-time role or continue with what I'm doing now, but maybe I'll open up a studio of my own one day. I heard this quote that I really like: if you're comfortable, then you are not growing. And if you're scared, but you get an opportunity, just do it scared. Like, you're gonna be scared either way. You either try it or you don't. If I come across an opportunity where I'm scared to do it, or it's making me uncomfortable because I have never done this before, I try to just do it. Because if I stay comfortable forever, I'm just gonna stay in one place forever. And I don't wanna do that, so just be uncomfortable.